Here we go!
Knock knock is Knuckles, the blow thrower, independent blower, magical emerald holder. Was the accent passable for you guys? Yeah, probably wasn't. What is up, you lovely people? This is GamerBlake90, proud chief of the Blue Blurs, presenting you with a discussion video about the Sonic movie sequel, a subject I haven't touched upon for quite some time, but have still been paying close attention to. There were times where I was tempted to change that, because when Paramount started filming the sequel in Vancouver earlier this year, people had been leaking on-set screenshots and footage, which is kind of what you have to expect when there are bystanders. And as part of how we came to know that Knuckles would be involved in the sequel, confirming reports that had been shared near the end of last year. They seemed to slide on by for a while, up until the crew filming the sequel relocated to Hawaii, at which point Paramount put their foot down and made it so that security was stepped up, so that nobody would be able to continue sharing footage of what was going on. Fans tried valiantly to continue sharing content related to the on-set proceeding for the sequel, but then the situation escalated into content takedown, which promptly led to copyright strikes. Thus, people quickly got the idea and stayed away from making any more content about it. It's understandable why this was done on Paramount's part, but I feel like the copyright strikes were a bit harsher than necessary. Like, come on, people are genuinely excited to see the sequel take off, given that the original movie had done so well. Although, I did hear a story about how one fan who had their content about the sequel taken down managed to get their copyright strikes removed. So I guess the most that Paramount wanted to accomplish was simply to plug up the leaks, which is fair enough. Because of the content takedowns going on, I decided to play it safe by staying away from covering any of the leaks about the Sonic movie sequel. After all, as a YouTuber, I'm not trying to get DMCA'd, hopefully you understand. I want to talk about as much as you did, but I had to play it safe. Instead, I focused my attention on other avenues of Sonic content while patiently waiting to learn more about the sequel from an official source. And then earlier this week, we got exactly that. It's been known for a while that the cast of a 2020 film would be returning for the sequel. We got Ben Schwartz as Sonic, Jim Carrey as Robotnik, James Marsden as Tom, and Tika Sumpter as Maddie. The only character whose casting is uncertain right now is Tails. He briefly appeared in the post-credits scene for the first Sonic movie, and he was voiced by Colleen O'Shaughnessy, who'd been known to voice Tails in both the games and the very short-lived Sonic Boom TV series. I don't think it's terribly common that the games and movies for one franchise in particular share the same VAs, but here is an exception to the rule. So far, Colleen has not said anything about being recast as Tails for the sequel. We do know that she'll be sticking around for the games, just not for Colors Ultimate, because Kate Higgins will be coming back to reprise her role for both that and Rise of the Wisps. Honestly, it would not make any sense to immediately switch off of Colleen if they're bringing her character back for the sequel, but this is the film industry. It's a very turbulent place. One surprise twist we hadn't anticipated was Knuckles showing up in the sequel. But sure enough, when the first batch of screenshots came out from Vancouver, there he was, standing next to Sonic and Tails in all of his red dreadlocked glory. He towered over Sonic and Tails, but not by that much. And aside from the absence of the white crescent mark across his chest, he very much resembled how he appeared in the games, which I was very delighted by. I bet y'all can get the next question that everybody asked when we realized that Knuckles would be in the movie. Who would be voicing him? Well, one reason why I'm making this video is that we finally have the answer to that question. Just 3 days ago, a Twitter post surfaced from Idris Elba, saying, "Knock knock. This guy already has his Knuckles references down, I approve." And then what followed was a picture of Knuckles, though the only part of him that you can see is his gloved fist. Fully animated and definitely based on the model that was seen in Vancouver. God, it looked menacing. I do not want to get punched by this guy. And with that post, we officially had our Knuckles VA locked in for the movie. Idris Elba is going to be joining the cast for the Sonic movie sequel as Knuckles the Echidna. Those of you who are familiar with Idris Elba may finally be understanding why I opened this video with a pitiful attempt at a British accent. It's because this dude is British. And that means we're getting a British Knuckles! Yo! I have to say, this is gonna be really, really interesting. I bet the UK Sonic YouTubers must be having a field day with this. And you know something? I'm right there with them. Oi, Sonic, if you blokes don't get off my island, I'll knock you right into the ocean. Wait, Eggman, what do you do with the Master Emerald?
Oh no!
Out of here, you dumb bloke! You can probably tell I'm having a little too much fun with this, can't you? Yeah, let me stop. Before anybody takes away the wrong message from this, no, I'm not making fun of the idea of Knuckles having an accent. It's actually a concept I'm genuinely excited about. Now we just need to get British Sonic in here and we're good to go. Or wait, did that already happen? Must have missed it somewhere. And to all my British friends out there, yes, I know, my accent is terrible. I tried, okay? But back to the important stuff. One thing you'll pick up on about me very quickly is that my knowledge of celebrities tends to be woefully lacking. Idris Elba wasn't any different in that regard. Prior to him being cast as Knuckles, I never heard of him, and I mean that very respectfully. It's more my own fault because I don't really watch movies anymore these days, and I don't follow celebrities like that, so of course I wouldn't have heard of Idris Elba. Now if you're involved with Sonic Universe in any capacity, you can bet I'll know all about you for sure. But now that I said this, some of you might be getting the idea that my interests are severely limited, and that I only know about Sonic. But while I'll admit that my interests aren't terribly abundant, they are not that limited, so let me prove you wrong real quick. True, I don't watch movies often anymore these days, other than the Sonic movie for obvious reasons, but growing up, I see my fair share of them, like the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Star Wars movies, and to name a more recent example, I enjoyed the live-action Aquaman film that hit theaters in 2018, and I'm looking forward to its sequel. I've got 2 words for you. Jason Momoa. As a side note, when the first reports about Knuckles being in the sequel came up, although they wouldn't be confirmed until later on, Jason was one of a handful of names rumored to be voicing the character. The keyword there is rumored though, I'm sure you know how that goes. And unfortunately, that rumor did not hold up. Still, I did give my thoughts about Jason possibly voicing Knuckles in a video I made a while back. If you'd like to look it up, feel free to do so. So in other words, while I'm not knowledgeable about an abundance of celebrities, there are a few that I'm aware of, so I'm not terribly hopeless now, am I? But as I said a bit ago, I wasn't aware of who Idris Elba was when they announced him as Knuckles. So, being the guy I am, I decided to do a little research in an attempt to keep this video somewhat informative. Along with being an actor, Idris Elba is a man of many talents. He's a writer, producer, songwriter, singer, rapper, and DJ. As a former writer myself, I'm madly curious to see his own approach to the craft. For those of you that never knew, I used to work as a journalist. Although being a writer can mean so many different things, whether it be a journalist, an author, like I said, a lot of different things. And now that I know that Elba is also musically inclined, I'm just gonna throw it out there right now. If I don't see a petition to get this guy to rap to Pumpkin Hill from Sonic Adventure 2 by the end of this week, I will be madly disappointed in the Sonic community. Come on, y'all, I know you want to see that happen. But what is relevant to this discussion is his resume as an actor, which is quite beefy, impressively beefy. As such, I'm not gonna list all of it here, because then this video would turn into another novel, and I already put one out earlier this week, so yeah, I'm not in the mood to do that again anytime soon. Idris Elba's career spans television shows, music, and film, starting as far back as 1994, when he first appeared in the BBC children's drama show, The Boot Street Band. In the first decade of the 2000s, he took his talents over to film, signing on as the lead role of the film Daddy's Little Girls in 2007. A portion of his more recent work include the 2011 movie Thor and its sequels, The Dark World and Ragnarok. In all 3 of those movies, he played the character Heimdall. Feel free to roast me if I said that name wrong. He also appeared in 2 Avengers films, Age of Ultron and Infinity War. And finally, his most recent role is Bloodsport from The Suicide Squad, a sequel to a 2016 film of a similar name, Suicide Squad. Creativity must be running dry if the only way they can distinguish the sequel from the prequel is to add the word "the" to a title. What the heck is going on there? Now, I haven't seen the new film yet, but I did see the original Suicide Squad when it first came out. It wasn't an overly impressive movie in my opinion, but it did have some fun moments, so if a sequel were to come out, I would not be opposed to the idea of seeing it. Actually, now that I spoiled myself by looking at some Bloodsport clips from the movie, I'm definitely obligated to go and see it. I know it's hardly any information to judge by, so these are early impressions at best. But from what little I did see of the clips of Bloodsport, Idris Elba was madly entertaining. I shouldn't say was, I should say is. It didn't take long for me to crack a smile watching him. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how well he does as Knuckles for sure. One line in particular from him had me rolling on the floor. It went something like this. Why the
Oh no.
would I want to leave? Hopefully that wasn't too much of a spoiler for you, but it's a line of dialogue that doesn't necessarily disclose the event in which it occurred, so I think I'll get off easy for this one. I'll tell you this, you don't get nominated for a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor 4 times and win one of them without knowing what you're doing. This dude is clearly a king, so I think Knuckles is in good hands. Additionally, he was nominated for 5 Primetime Emmy Awards, which again, doesn't happen without you knowing what you're doing. There's a lot more to the achievements of Idris Elba that I could disclose here, but I already promised you guys that I would not make you sit through another novel, and I am a man of my word, so that's all that you're going to get for now. Like Sonic and Tails, the role of Knuckles has changed hands many times over the years. The 2 actors I think of the most when it comes to this character are Dan Green, who is more recognized as the voice of Yu-Gi-Moto and the Pharaoh in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime series, which to this day remains one of my favorites, and Travis Willingham, who started voicing Knuckles in Sonic Free Riders in 2010, along with the DS version of Sonic Colors. Travis kept the role up until Sonic Forces in 2017, though he also made a brief cameo a year later in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, as Knuckles would appear in that game, not as a playable character unfortunately, but as a spirit, which replaced the trophy system that the Smash games were once known for. After the disappointing run-in with Smash, Davey Mitchell took over as Knuckles for both Team Sonic Racing and the Olympic Games series. Nobody has voiced Knuckles since, and that won't be changing until 2022, when the Sonic movie sequel releases. Potentially, somebody could be playing Knuckles in Sonic Rangers as well, but currently, information on that game is completely dry. In short, while the VA cast for Sonic has seen quite a lot of shakeups over the years, the Knuckles role is one of very few roles that has seen a steady amount of consistency. And assuming the Sonic movie sequel sees just as much success as the first film did, Idris Elba could be set to join the list of consistent Knuckles voice actors. I already expressed my enthusiasm over Elba voicing Knuckles, but we have yet to get a trailer for the sequel, so it may be a little too soon to judge. The most that we got was an announcement trailer for the movie, and all it showed was the logo, so nothing to judge by there. Nevertheless, call it gut instinct if you will, but I think this guy's gonna knock it out of the park. Do you agree or disagree? Whatever your thoughts, let me know in the comments down below. And with that guys, that's it for this video. I know it's a little late in talking about this, but I simply couldn't let something like this slide. Come on now. I'm sorry again for being late, but don't worry, I'm making up for it, am I? Anyway, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, drop those likes and consider subscribing and ringing that bell so y'all don't miss out on anything. Be ready to buy your tickets when they're available guys, because we're 8 months away from the sequel coming out, which means a good time. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Take care and don't forget, blue blurs for life and red blurs, just to be courteous to Knuckles. Take care.